go ahead and talk about how to find, how to use, or how to create circle graphs using the data here. And then we also need to then, before you probably look at the data and kind of make guesstimates about, oh, this is about what fraction of this and this. Okay, at this point, we are going to actually calculate exactly how much space on the circle it would take. And then we're going to use our protractors and actually measure out the central angle. And if you look up here, a central angle is basically any angle that comes inside of the circle that comes from the center. Okay, so this is a central angle, central angle, central angle, central angle. Okay? All right, so let's first of all look at the data we have. Okay? We've got types of music, number of CDs sold, and then we're going to calculate the central angle measure, and then we're going to use that information then to create our circle graph. Okay, so first of all, we need to come up with a fraction. There were 10 country CDs sold. Okay, so first of all, what fraction of the CDs sold were country music? Well, we need to go ahead and add up all of them, right? So 16 plus 14, that's 30, plus 10 is 40, plus 8 is 48. Okay, so we have 48 total CDs. So we're going to write the fraction of those CDs that were country. Okay, so we have 10 out of 48 is our fraction. That's what fraction or percent, or however we want to say it, of the circle is country. Now we're going to set up a proportion because we need to figure out the central angle measure. Okay, so when we're talking central angle, we're talking about a circle. How much of this circle do we need to section off for the country music CDs? Okay, well, thinking about a circle, first of all, what unit do we use for circles? We use degrees, right? We're going to measure out, when we're measuring circles, we're using degrees. So think about part whole. How many total degrees are in a circle? 360. Okay. And then this is our unknown. 10 over 48 is equal to what over 360? Well, how can we solve this? We can use proportions, right? And then do cross products then to solve for that. And at this point, you are more than welcome to use a calculator. Actually, I highly recommend it. So cross products, we do 360 times 10. Well, that I can use in my head, or do in my head. That's 3,600. Okay, using cross products, our thing is 48x is equal to 3,600. Okay, then we divide 3,600 divided by 48. Okay, and we get 75. Okay, the 75 is the number of degrees in the circle we should make country. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and just draw a line to start with. Doesn't matter where, but this is a base point. Okay, and then we're going to figure out 75 degrees from there. You remember how to plot these. Okay, here's 70 and 80. Okay, so 75 is going to be right about there. Little line. And go ahead, connect it, at least out to the side. All right, so this, we've drawn a 75-degree central angle in the circle, and that represents country. Okay, then we're going to go ahead and then calculate rock. We're going to do the same thing. Rock, there are 8 rock CDs, so 8 over 48 is equal to, we're setting up a proportion, how many degrees out of 360? Okay, we do our cross products to solve for that. So now I need to use my calculator. 360 times 8. Okay, that's 48x is equal to 2,880. Okay, and I'm going to divide that by 48. Okay, I get 60. X is equal to 60. Okay, so now the central angle is 60 degrees. So now I'm just going to build it off. I'm going to go to where country stopped here. That's going to be my bottom line for 60. I'm going to start there. Here's my line. I'm going to figure out where 60 is. That's right there. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and draw that. Okay, that's 60 degrees. Label it rock. Okay, so you would continue to do this. So then we would calculate jazz, we would calculate rap. And assuming all this is correct, you should have all the circle filled up. Okay? All right, so good luck with your assignment.